Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Impact 7 and in this video I'm going to be talking about my Premier League predictions for this upcoming season, the 1920 season. I'm going to be going from 20 to 1st. I'm going to be talking about some of the teams in my list and some I'm just going to skip through. Alright, so let's get right into it. In 20th place is Sheffield United. I just don't feel like they have the resources nor the players to stay in the Premier League. I think they're going to go down straight away after being newly promoted. Then it's 19th place is Newcastle. They're a team who has a legacy in the Premier League, but at the same time they've lost a very good manager in Rafael Benitez. They haven't really made any investments in the team, so Newcastle 19th place. 18th place is going to be Brighton. They lost a very good manager in Chris Hughton. I think he's one of the best managers, particularly in the lower to mid-level teams. I just don't think that they're going to be capable of staying up. So the relegation zone for me, Brighton in 18th, 19th is Newcastle, and 20th is Sheffield United. Then let's go from 17th to 10th now. So in 17th place is Aston Villa. They've made huge strides in investing in their team. I believe they've spent 133 million, investing in their team. Very impressive. At one stage while I was making my list, I put Aston Villa in the relegation zone. But I changed that mainly because of the investment that they've put in the team. Granted, Fulham, who recently got relegated last season, invested I think about 100 million into their team, and yet they got relegated, but they were outliers. So I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt. Aston Villa, I'm putting them in 17th place. 16th place is Crystal Palace. They've lost a good defender in Wan-Bissaka. Their best player, Zaha, is having his head turned. So I don't think they're going to have a very good season this season. So 16th place Crystal Palace. 15th place is Norwich City. Not much to say about them. 14th place is West Ham. 13th place is Southampton. 12th Bournemouth. 11th Burnley. And 10th Leicester City. So that's my... so now you know my 10 to 20. Now let's go into 9 to 7. So 9th place is Watford. 8th is Everton. 7th is Wolves. Okay, so 9th once again is Watford. 8th is Everton, 7th is Wolves. Now we get to the big boys. Top 6. 6th place is Chelsea. They've lost their best player in Eden Hazard. They were able to get Christian Pulisic into their team before they got the transfer ban. They've got a new manager in Frank Lampard. I think that the team is going to be respectful of him, understand his tactics, be responsive to him. However, I do believe that ultimately they're going to finish the lowest of the top 6 in 6th place. 5th is going to be Tottenham. Now, there are rumours right now that they are pursuing Paulo Dybala, who I feel is a very good midfielder. However, he seems to be stagnant recently. Don't know whether that's because he has Ronaldo and so many other decent players around him, where they're mainly focused on Ronaldo, not him. Not too sure why, but I think it would be a decent buy for Tottenham to get Pablo Dybala, particularly if they sell Christian Eriksen, who's been linked with a lot of teams. I believe I've heard rumours that he's going to Manchester United. Interesting. Obviously, Real Madrid were an option, but they seem to be more focused on Paul Pogba. But let's see how things go. So in 5th place, Tottenham. Now the top 4 is going to be 4th place is Manchester United. I feel like they've made some decent investment into their team. I know that they're trying to get rid of Lukaku. Having said that, Paul Pogba seems to want to leave, which is going to be a very, very heavy blow to them. As I mentioned, they seem to be going after Christian Eriksen, which I think would be a decent replacement to Paul Pogba. Not an exact replacement, but a decent one nevertheless. But obviously they brought in Wan-Bissaka as well, which is a position that they really needed because they normally played like wingers in their left and right back roles with Valencia and Ashley Young, so it's nice to actually put a player who actually plays there in that position. And then obviously they've got Harry Maguire. He's a decent defender. I don't think he's worth the amount of money that they spent for him, but he's decent nevertheless. So they're definitely improving their team. They've still been able to keep David De Gea, who's an absolute must. I still believe he's the best goalkeeper in the world. So to have him in your goal, he's definitely going to save you a couple of points and matches. Third place, as you probably already guessed, is Arsenal, the team I support. We made some decent investment into the team. Still a bit confused about how we are loaning back. Oh my days! Oh, what's his name? Oh my days! I completely forgot who it was. He's a young defender. Oh my, wow. Completely stuck. But the defender that Arsenal just bought, William Ceballos? No. Ceballos is the midfielder. He's a very good midfielder for us. So happy to see him join. I don't know how we're gonna play him if Ozil's gonna play as well. That's gonna be a bit tricky. Obviously, Nicolas Pepe, wonderful, great. But as I mentioned, the centre back that we got, a bit disappointing. He's supposed to be highly rated, but I'm a bit disappointed that we loaned him straight back after we spent the money on him. But we're gonna see how Saliba, I think his name might be. Probably got it wrong, but I know that we're looking for a defender right now. I know that we're going after a defender in Juventus, who Juventus have loads of good centre backs. So it's going to be interesting to see how that goes. We came very close last season to get into the Champions League positions. Very disappointing that it didn't happen. I would let that slide considering it's Unai Emery's first season at Arsenal, but this season there is no leeway whatsoever. He has to get into the top four, particularly with the attack force of Aubameyang, Lacazette, and Pepe up front. We're definitely going to be scoring a lot of goals defensively. Oh boy. Oh my days. You got rid of Koscielny, thank goodness. I think it was horrible what he did. That sort of thing shouldn't be done. Hopefully we get rid of Mustafi as well as Xhaka, and I heard that El Neni's going possibly, so yes, good. And then obviously now the top two. Second is Liverpool. I think they were very unlucky not to win the Premier League last season. It was a two-horse race, to be honest, from the very start with Liverpool and Man City. They have a brilliant manager in Jurgen Klopp, probably one of the best in the world right now. They don't have the greatest midfield, but their attack is up there with the best. They have the best centre-back in the world in Virgil van Dijk. And obviously, I think it was the PFA Player of the Year as well, Van Dijk. And then obviously they have Alisson in goal. The thing about Liverpool is that they may not have the best players, but they have players who will work really, really hard for the team every single minute, and that's what you need if you want to be challenging for titles. And then obviously the winner, Manchester City. They've got the best manager in the world, Pep Guardiola. He's able to identify issues in his team and find precisely what player he needs in order to fit that position. Case in point, Fernandinho's getting up there in age, so he needs a defensive midfielder. He goes out and gets Rodri from Atletico Madrid. He's young, he's quality. So, whenever you play a team in football, you always try to identify the weak points, and unfortunately, Pep Guardiola is able to identify them pretty quickly, and he's able to identify players to fit whatever weakness that to plug any weakness that his team has. So to run through the entire league right now, 20th Sheffield United. Whoa, Sheffield United in 20th, Newcastle in 19th, Brighton in 18th, Aston Villa in 17th, 16th is Crystal Palace, 15th is Norwich City, 14th is West Ham. 13th is Southampton. 12th is Bournemouth. 11th is Burnley. 10th is Leicester City. 9th is Watford. 8th is Everton. 7th is Wolves. 6th is Chelsea. 5th is Spurs. 4th is Manchester United. 3rd is Arsenal. 2nd is Liverpool. And 1st is Manchester City. Now, before I end this video, I'm going to tell you my predictions for the Golden Boot as well as the PFA Player of the Year. So, top scorer in the Premier League this season, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. Ever since he's come to Arsenal, he's been scoring goals. I believe he only had that half of the season when he first came. I think he came in January. Scored double figures in his first half of the season at Arsenal. The next season, which was last season, he was with Arsenal. He got the Golden Boot. Shared it with, I think it was Mane and Salah. So every single season he's been with Arsenal, he's been scoring goals, scoring a lot of them. I think this season with Lacazette, with Pepe, with Ceballos, with Ozil, and with any other players that Arsenal bring in before the transfer window, which ends tomorrow, I believe, I have no doubt he's going to be scoring goals. In the pre-season as well, he looks on form, looks ready to go. Then the Player of the Year I have is Kevin De Bruyne. Kevin De Bruyne is an amazing player. He's, I think, at the heart of everything Manchester City do, particularly when they go on offense. Obviously, they have Sterling, unbelievable, very, very quick, questionable when it comes to finishing, but very quick. He definitely knows how to find space and position himself correctly. Obviously, Aguero they have as well. Sane, if he stays there, they have Gabriel Jesus, Mahrez, and so many other players that they have. I really do think that he's going to be the PFA Player of the Year. Okay, that's going to be the end of this video. Please do let me know your predictions in the description box, in the in the comment section down below. Later on today, I'll be doing my live stream with Fortnite, 5 PM as usual. Thank you very much for watching. Hopefully you all have a great day. If you want to keep up to date with my latest information, please follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and Discord. Links are free as usual in the description box down below. There you go, got it right this time. Aside from that, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to hit that like button, share, comment, and subscribe. Laters.